We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred.
With Maxwell Silverhammer.
We are nothing sacred. With cruise control. We are nothing sacred.
Oh, yes, bitches.
It is that time again. It's the Nothing Sacred, Drunken Sacred, with our good and lovely friend, the kangaroo.
The kangaroo?
The cook. Is it someone
different marsupial, man? The koala.
That's. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're getting your marsupials mixed up, man.
That was terrible of me. What's up,
At least
koala?
I'm not Kamala this time. This is
that's better than Kamala,
much
right?
better. I don't want to be that marsupial.
Yeah, something better. You can detect a running theme there. So anyways, this is the Nothing Sacred, the Drunken Sacred. I am Cruise Control, who is sipping on a lovely glass of Pinot Noir from Liberty Creek, that famous and amazing California.
Damn.
Winery.
Well, I'm sipping on a PBR.
And you are Maxwell.
And I'm Maxwell Silverhammer. Yes.
You did. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
And what's up,
Koala? What you drinking on?
Koala I am drinking a lovely Cabernet from Chateau Saint Michel.
Damn,
Ooh.
you guys are designer ass.
No. Dude, I'm drinking Liberty Creek, bro.
I wouldn't know. It all sounds it sounds so sophisticated.
That ain't sophisticated, bro.
That's my
unless you think
PR.
Carlos Rossi is sophisticated, then Liberty Creek certainly isn't. But drinking a cab stab, eh?
This one actually is, but I did not buy it. It was a gift.
Wow.
I got 2 bottles as a celebration gift since I finally gave a resignation to a place I've been needing to do that for a while. So
Nice.
So a client of mine
Awesome. Well, cheers,
went out and hooked me up. She's like, well, hang on.
Let's all raise our glasses,
raise our
take
drinks to
a
that.
cheer for being alive, still being alive and
Yes.
kicking, and still being able to form complete sentences.
And you're
unlike our president.
God.
yeah, and he shits himself too. So hey.
Yeah, well, So we got some subjects. I came up with one a couple days ago, but the original one, we should start with that one.
You want to start with identifying
And what you identify as, and why it's become such a huge thing and is really destroying fucking everything, honestly, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Is that what it's kind of about, like how you identify as a certain race or a certain thing, or
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's something Koala and I were talking about, which is funny because it's like, okay, identifying is done by the other person. It's not done by you. So somebody else identifies a body, or they identify a suspect or something like that. You know what I mean? So identifying, you're telling somebody else what they should see when they see you, which is retarded.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I agree.
Because the idea of, maybe we should start, I don't know, where I was coming from it was how it's changed so much in the last 30 years. Obviously, we've always identified as certain things, but it's become so much more of a thing that it used to be like, that'd be the worst thing you could possibly do, is identify as like a race or just as one certain thing. Is like insulting to identify someone as, I identify as black or white or whatever.
right.
And it used to be insulting because it was basically taking you and making you just that one thing, right?
Right. Like you're a culture vulture or some shit.
And now it's like you're supposed to identify yourself as these fucking tick off things, and if you don't, then you're not really, whatever. It's really kind of gone ass backwards, honestly.
Yeah, it is. Totally.
Well, I think it went from identifying as being a strength, like I'm proud to be, and then it went into, oh, wait a minute, no, you don't want to identify, and now it's done a loop. Like it's kind of done a loop to loop, I think, where at some point it was like, oh, we are I know with sociology, when I studied it years and years and years ago, they were talking about what is your status, which is a little bit different, but it's like, how do you identify yourself? I am a student. I am a sister. I am a, all these things that you are.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And then it turned into, don't put it first. Don't make it your adjective. Like, don't make it, I am a blind person. I am a person who happens to be blind.
Exactly.
And then we did a loop-de-loop.
Right. Now it's I am a blind person.
But we're back to it in a different way. It used to be like it used to be more about pride. It used to be more about, and there's nothing you can do about identifying. Everyone that discriminates, you have to identify by people. The people say, I don't see color.
That's bullshit.
What they mean by that is that I don't view them as their color. That's what they really mean. That's something that I firmly and strongly believe in. But people don't see colors, but that's the wrong way of putting it, because that makes you look like you don't see them. When I recognize people's colors, you have to.
Right.
Right. Suspect is black, or suspect is white, or suspect is male. You have to know these things for certain things, or this person is this.
Well, you're telling me to identify you, even if I look at you and go, oh, that's a man, or you sound like a man, you got hair on your face. No, I identify as a woman, so you have to say I'm a woman. No, I don't, because you're not a woman.
Well, and what the fuck? That's wrong. That's the wrong
mentality. Yeah.
Well, the wrong mentality, but don't you guys have a problem with the concept of destroying the definition of the word? Like, I identify as a woman. Well, okay, so I had a Lyft driver the other day, lovely man from Texas, just old codger. And we were talking about that, and he said, I don't really care if you want to identify as a unicorn, but, I'm still going to have to call you he or she or something. I'm not going to call you they, and we were talking about that. I thought, I want to be a unicorn, but if I want to be a unicorn, that doesn't mean I am one.
Right.
I can identify all I want as a unicorn, but you're not going to walk down the street and go, oh, there's that unicorn. You're going to say, oh, there's Koala, she looks like this, and she's got this dog, and I know that outfit, or how she walks, or or how they walk, but
well, or what if we could take the koala thing actually and say, what if you started to identify as a koala and say, no, I'm a koala, I'm not a human. You know what I mean?
Well, they stink and they spit on people.
You're scarred now.
But the point is, though, that at that point, Max's little name game would go. He'd go, whoa, no.
Yeah, even that, I'd play around, but I'm not being serious.
No, Koala, and then he wouldn't call you that anymore. He'd probably call you by your real name. He'd be like, I'm not gonna fuck around with that, because he'd be like, okay, my little name game is a name game, but when you actually start identifying as that in real life, then that's a different thing. And there are people that do. There are people that
I could say, oh, he calls me Koala, but I identify as a unicorn.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So it's like, it's the dumbest shit ever, and I'm very happy to offend people.
It is. I think. Well, because there's two different kinds of identifying here that we can go through here, because they all kind of relate to the same thing, and that's narcissism, and that's personal. Like, I am something special because I am, and I can speak for I have power, because there's so much to go on into here in terms of this. But like, because there's the one hand, what you're talking about, like, I identify as a zebra or a woman when I'm a man, or anything like that, or so you had to use zebra, well,
hey,
I identify as a kangaroo or something like that. But then there's also the point of the other people identifying as, the standard stuff, the race, the gender, the set, I am black, or therefore you are black, so I'm identifying you. So it's like, there's a double-edged sword to this thing, because not only does it have these fucking people thinking that they're so special because, oh, I'm a black lesbian midget with Down syndrome and one eye, whatever. And then you've got all these little things that you are, and those 5 little descriptions are supposed to encapsulate who you are.
That's your identity.
The double-edged sword of that is that everyone is going to start thinking that everyone else. Oh, well, you're black. Oh, you must be poor.
Right.
You're white. You're white. You must be privileged. You must be racist to be white, which is the most unbelievable statement in the world. But I guess my point is that it's because of narcissism. Because some people want to be the victim all the time, and some people want to be the special snowflakes, power unicorn. Dude, inside my soul, I'm a dragon.
Well, everybody is
Right.
somewhat narcissistic.
Don't
Everybody, because that's how we survive. We
You want
have
me to breathe flames on you, Koala.
Yes. Okay. But I think you're right. Like, you know, it is definitely narcissism to think that. Well, also, why do you think I care?
Well, that's the other thing. You're a human being, right? I'm talking to you either way, right?
You have to care,
right?
You have to care now.
Yeah,
because my identity is important. I'm a victim. I'm a dragon who's in the body of a human. Do you know what that means when I go to the grocery store to get cheese or milk?
Well, you can always blow flames. Then you don't have to pay for shit.
then he melts it.
Yeah,
because
melts the cheese.
Guys, I am not that. There is a subset of people on Tumblr and stuff that literally believe they are dragons, and that they literally believe they are unicorns. They want to believe they are something other than what they are. And it's crazy. There's you look it up, dude. It's fucking insane.
Well, it does remind me of you guys remember the furries?
Furries.
Yeah, there's a group of people that were called furries.
Yes.
Oh, they're around still. They're all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a big thing. Like everybody was okay. Matter of fact, my ex-girlfriend's son. Did you ever wonder why he called himself Doug Dearborn something whatever? Because he was thinking he was a deer. Yeah, dude.
Oh
dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear
my. But that's the whole thing. And I think part of the identity thing is it's easy to identify as this because you don't actually have to do anything to make yourself special. You inside of yourself, you know.
Right.
Well, I'm the dragon, you know. Therefore, I should be called Dre, not they, not there,
Dre.
not he. Dre.
Dragon Dre.
Dre. You know, like when you say Dre is going to the bathroom, it's like that's like he. Or you can say Dree or Drer if you want to, because I'm omnisexual.
Does that mean you have sex with a lot of different things?
I'm an omnisexual dragon. So when I go drag, I really mean it.
Wow.
How did we get to where that was not mentally ill?
That sounds mentally ill to me. Yes. And they want you. The problem is, okay, it's one thing if you think you're something and whatever, but you want everybody else to join your mentally ill game.
And then there's another identification, the mentally ill identification. I'm on the autistic spectrum.
Oh, the spectrum.
I've got bipolar. I've got ADHD. I got this. I'm that. My mental illness is just as meaningful. I can't fucking get that job I can't do anything because of my ADHD. I can't.
Right.
Well, and the spectrum. Okay. Everybody now is on the fucking spectrum.
Everybody's on the spectrum.
What does that mean? You either are or you aren't, or you're somewhat, and that's okay. You can have, but some people are just fucking hyper.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not. We've got to diagnose you though. You have to have a diagnosis.
Some people have short attention spans because that's how they're made. They're made to that focus on things, more things at once, and that's why they're good at certain things. And that's why you're like, God damn, man.
Well, this is that crazy shit too. Kind of like cruise control. You and I always talk about people who go to the doctor for a sore throat or a cold or something. So same thing now. Oh, the kid's hyper. He needs to see a counselor. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, he's ADHD. Blah, 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 blah. Let's put him on some dip-do-lip-do-flip.
My point was that it's almost like this badge now. Like, I'm bipolar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like those commercials, where it's like it's like fucking Meryl Streep and her sister and shit and just standing there and don't ever distinguish between mental illness is not. It goes even further than that. Now people are like we were talking about earlier about the whole weight thing now. Like fat is fit. I'm just as healthy as you are, even if I weigh 350.
Fat is fit?
And you're not.
Yeah, but that's a new thing. The fat, that's a whole identity now, is fat. It's a valid identity. It's why these, it's the same why these same ways these crazy motherfuckers are getting mad at people with cochlear ear implants because you're destroying the deaf community.
No, you're just actually choosing that you want to see. That's the weirdest thing in the world.
Well, everyone's choosing to get hearing, and they're destroying the sign language community. It's gonna die out because people want.
No, it's not.
My point is, that's crazy talk. It's like saying someone like, that'd be like, you got, you totally blind people going, dude, man, listen.
Can you believe that guy's getting restorative?
Vision. You're not one of us anymore, buddy. You're using all your friends, man. You're gonna get your vision back.
Maybe you wouldn't want to either, because what they're not even thinking about is, I thought about it one time, and somebody asked me that, what would you do? And I thought, I'd have to learn to read again. I'd have to learn to see. I wouldn't just see. I'd have to learn how to see. I would have to learn how to identify objects with my eyes. So is that really worth it when I've got this perfectly functional, albeit sometimes restrictive in certain ways, way of doing, I've got this thing, but maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. But I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, Max, you got your sight back, you son of a bitch.
Dude,
we can't be friends anymore, you know, kind of thing.
It's like you're killing off your own species, man.
Your species of blindos.
You know what I'm saying? Because people identifies it. That's why there's motherfuckers that are actually going blind on purpose.
I've heard of
that. I identify as a blind guy.
Oh God!
What the fuck is wrong?
Yeah, I've had people that have said, they totally missed the point. Like when I posted the thing about, and I don't know if you saw it. It was a while back. I shared it, and it was the thing about, it's over here or over there.
Oh, the over there person. Yeah.
And I posted it because it's like, please just don't do that. Like, we don't know what that means.
Right.
And it was basically to say, could you communicate better? And a couple of people responded to it. I think that everyone should, or one person said, I think everyone should experience one day as a blind person. Like, oh, no. Please don't.
That's
because
stupid.
You have not prepped yourself.
Yeah.
I would not want to be one day as a deaf person as the adult I am,
dude,
because I'd be lost.
It doesn't matter anyways, because if you are a blind person who has no concepts of sight, it's not going to be the same at all. There's no fucking comparison.
Right. Exactly. It's like, and for somebody to go be a blind person for a day.
Oh my God.
That isn't,
I've never done this before, and I relied on my sight for 40 years.
They'd be petrified.
What they would do is it'd make them feel worse and more pity for you. Because even when they do it for that hour, that shit, we do it fucking like at Bloomfield, when like we'd have the every year they have the counselors like put a blindfold on for half a day. They put a blindfold on for half a day so that they could experience what it's like to be blind. I'm like, that's such bullshit.
That was during the training they did that.
Yes,
I think.
And it's like, it doesn't make it. It just makes them feel bad because they think this is how you are in your life, and it's not.
Right,
You're
like
not
you can't even take a
going,
shit.
Where am I? Oh, where can I? Where's the food? Where's the fork? How do I eat?
Yeah,
like the fuck you. It's not even the same thing. It's a stupid fucking exercise.
Right, that's not how you function. Like, and you're right. And you know what? I noticed that after the training, a lot of staff would treat me differently, and I think just being around because they're like, oh my God, that must be what he goes through. No, that's not what I go through.
And we're rolling off. I mean, the main subject of actual identity too, but it goes back to that too, because it's like there's a set like idea of what it's like. I really wish I were like. I bet there are motherfuckers out there who are like, I really wish I were blind, so I wouldn't have to see all the poverty and the ugliness in the world.
I've heard people say variations of that.
Because they have a fucking like that, like I said, an identity, and I guess we can. I want to go so you guys get the opinion of why the fuck has it changed so much? Like, it's not just it's with everything. Everything's I have this, or my kids got that. Like, I've got this and that, and I'm this and that, and it's like these simple, basic fucking things. It used to be like, hey, I'm Max. Hey, I'm Cruz. I'm Koala.
Right. Yeah.
That's me, and that's who I am. Would you want to know more? Well, let me go into detail. Now it's like, well, here's my, hi, my name is Cruise Control. I'm a dragon who's autistic with ADHD and also thinks he might be female on Thursdays.
Female on Thursday.
Just Thursdays. And that's my alternate personality, Bethesda, who comes out on Thursdays.
Oh, wow. Man.
Are you denying my reality, my lived experience?
That's what's funny too. Denying my reality. It's your reality. Your reality can be what
and that's
we want
fine.
it to be, but it can't be my reality.
No, you have to believe it. Every Thursday, if you don't say Dree, Dragon Chi. If you don't say Dree to me on Thursdays and Dre to me on every other day of the week, then you, sir, are a dragon transphobe, ADHD autistophobe.
That's fucking
I'm not doing it.
I would never do it.
I'll tell you right now.
You.
I will never remember your Thursday.
Oh well, I'm gonna.
I do it on Friday. I call you Dree on Friday just to be a dick. You're like, oh, it's Friday now. Hey, Dree's gonna go over. You know.
He cried. He didn't lie. He did. Last Friday, he called me Dree, and I was Dre, and I just had a breakdown. I couldn't function.
Well, I'm on week light savings time, so my day's ahead. That's all. It's Thursday.
I identify as someone with amnesia, so I forgot.
Oh yeah,
that you had that Thursday thing. So
yeah, that's it. I identify as an amnesia patient.
Yeah, so there's a lot to it though. It's not just identify as a woman. Identify as this. It's like identify as like I said, ADHD, like weird shit, like. I
identify as an AIDS patient or something.
Yeah, whatever, whatever you want to get your little special snowflake category on,
Right.
And I do a lot of the personality stuff, man. Like with Dave. Remember Dave?
Oh yeah, we've interviewed him.
And with objective personality, which is basically typing people. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with getting an impression of somebody, those tendencies, as a person. But these people are fucking, I F-eat all day today. Oh my God, I was so like INTPing all day. It was crazy. I'm like, dude, you're just a fucking verb. Dude, it's just dude, your type is not it's not like you are that and that's who you are, dude. Like, I understand things in ways you don't because you're an ESTP and I am INTJ and I'm deeper in ways, it's just tendencies. Like it's like crazy. Like you have to draw the line between typing somebody or identifying whatever the hell you want to call it, and losing your shit, I guess is what's
yeah. Well, the problem is, okay, you lose your shit, great, but don't expect other people to lose it with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play your fucking mentally ill game. Sorry.
I just have to pop in here and say really quick that my dog is sitting at attention with his ears back, like what the fuck, with his head cocked. Like I'm sort of, I don't know if he's like picking up on what, but he's just like, he doesn't do this normally. He's just kind
maybe he's identifying as something new.
Maybe he's realizing that he's a dragon.
Yeah, maybe he thinks he's a dragon.
Dragon brother, come to me.
Come. This is hilarious. He's kind of like, Mom, are you okay? Like, this is weird. What the fuck?
That's funny. He's picking up on that shit, huh? Like you're getting fired up.
We're losing our mind here. We're losing our mind. Hey, but at least we're losing our minds because we are imbibing some alcoholic beverages and having a good time.
Absolutely.
Not losing our minds on a Tuesday morning when you think you'd be referred to as tra or whatever the fuck it is.
Tra, yeah.
I want to know what tra is.
I want to know what tra. What is a tra?
I don't know, man. A tra, but okay, that's when you are a female troll. And trolls regenerate in the D&D landscape because D&D actually, that's how they get their trolls are regenerative large creatures, like very strong, and they hate fire. But when when on Tuesdays, I want to be referred to as a tra. So it's Wednesday, so Thursday. So okay, we got, hold on.
Tuesday's the tra. Thursday's the dree, right?
Yes.
And what about the tree?
Is that Wednesday? Every other day is the Dre.
Oh, Dre is every day, except for Thursday.
Every day is Dre.
Every day is Dre day.
Every day is Dre.
Shout out to Dre. Great Super Bowl performance, by the way.
Yeah, that was a badass. You guys saw that, right? The halftime performance.
Yeah.
Dre and Snoop and everybody.
Pretty decent, not bad.
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was good
for what it was. I thought it was pretty good. Anyway, what else was I going to say about this? Because here's another thing about why this identity thing is so big. And I think, this is my hypothesis. Because when you identify as something, first of all, you can claim victimhood. You can claim that, oh my God, you don't understand how life is. It was an ADHD autistic dwarf. whatever the fuck it is you want to go down the line. And the more the more you can have, the more words you can have, the better.
Oh yeah,
because they don't really explain anything. They don't add depth to you. It's not like if someone said, "Hey, there's an autistic ADHD bipolar dwarf who's also thinks he's a woman on Tuesdays," or whatever.
Right. They're probably just going to say there's the tard.
It doesn't give you anything about who they are.
It's like what it is. Well, nobody's gonna. I mean, that's so much. It's such a laundry list of shit. It's not like oh, that's Max the blind guy. Whatever. Because they know I'm the blind guy. Whatever. But if somebody has multiple disabilities like that, I don't think somebody's gonna sit there and go, yeah, like you just said.
No. You're supposed to. Some people will. They go, oh my God, you're so victimized because you're an autistic ADHD dwarf with fucking whatever the hell you have. Because then they can virtue signal. Listen to me. I'm protecting this autistic ADHD dwarf.
Oh yes,
the female on Tuesdays.
So they get their Jesus points.
Well, I had even an acquaintance of mine say she was going so far as mentoring.
Oh God,
an autistic person, and I said, "Wait a minute." She said, "My mentoring job," and I said, "What are you mentoring her to do?" Because as far as I know, your regular job is a yoga instructor. So are you mentoring her to do that? Oh, no. But we don't like to think of it as my, caretaking. We like to call it mentoring. I'm like,
oh God.
But you're not.
Right.
You're not. You're identifying as a mentor, and you're actually just helping her shop for groceries. You're not mentoring her.
No, it's a life coach, though. She's a life coach for him.
Yeah.
She's coaching him so he doesn't eat his own fecal matter. You know what I'm saying?
No. I do know what you're saying, and I would choke you if I was in your vicinity, because life coaches, stop.
Oh yeah,
coach your goddamn selves, because every life coach who hears this, I will stand by this. You can hate me all, Koala, hate Koala, every one of you. Life coaches, coach yourself fucking first, because you all drive me fucking nuts.
Well, I'm gonna go even almost a little further. And this is gonna blow some of your minds and might even cause some friction here. Most of you therapists out there, you're just life coaches with degrees. So go fuck yourselves too, because you're just as fucked up as everyone else out there. And if you might have some knowledge, but I've seen some fucked up therapists, man.
Well, that's the reason
these people are fucking talking to you about your life problems, and they're doing witchcraft and shit.
Right.
I'm a witch. I fucking look at the moon on Thursdays, but you can come to my office and tell me about your problems. Like,
and the good ones will agree with you.
Oh yeah. A real therapist would probably be like,
or they're like, I'm a therapist and I believe in white privilege. So if you're a white guy and go in there, a white male, you're automatically slanted.
You're better off than the black dude that came in with
but no, because that's what that means. That means that when if you believe in woke ideology and the CRT and all that Marxist horse shit, if you are a therapist and you're a white person that doesn't know all that stuff and wants a therapist and gets assigned one for your whatever the hell it is, because usually you don't go looking for therapist. If you need one, you have your healthcare or whatever. A lot of people don't. They think, oh, they're a therapist. They've been trained. You go in there and that therapist has a white privilege mentality. You are already being biased against in your fucking in your treatment.
Yeah,
that's scary shit.
Oh yeah,
and that's identity right there. You go in there. Oh, you got some fucking libtard who went to a Black Lives Matter fucking rally and because of the George Floyd shit. And you walk in there the next day and you're like, oh man, my life's so hard. And they're like, inside their mind,
you're not black.
They're fucking typing on Twitter, like if you're white, you should be disgusted with yourself. And then you go in there for therapy with that person the next day.
Yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah. Well, that's like like they say, man. It takes a criminal to catch a criminal, not a cop. Kind of thing. And
I don't know. You have anything to add, Koala, onto that?
Well, I do think what it is. Well, same thing with my profession. A lot of nutbags. Okay. Yeah. They go into it because they have pain that they've never dealt with. With mine, it's more physical pain, or they're codependent. But with psychologists, I think it's the same thing. They're mental pain or they're codependent. But you've got the brilliant ones out there are
understand
brilliant.
it, and they
They're
understand it.
really brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah. And
I'll
they-
give a name out who I believe, Jordan Peterson.
Oh, okay.
He's a psychotherapist who has his own issues and will not shy away from telling you about his
Right.
own issues. He will
That's
not
where I
go,
was
I
going.
am not, I am, he's not going,
I'm better than
I'm
you."
Dr. Phil. I'm perfect. I got a loving wife at home. Have you ever heard Dr. Phil fucking, I don't know, maybe he has, tell you his personal fucking issues and dealing with existence?
The funniest thing is
That
he had
he has because he's a human being, right?
well, he had a book on how to eat right, which is funny because he's a fat fuck. So I was like, what? Really? This motherfucker's trying to tell
I guess
people-
my point is that, yeah, like, you're, go ahead. Koala.
Well,
Sorry.
no, that was exactly where I was going. That they will tell you, just like I will do in my sessions with my clients, like, you remember to do your exercises. Not that I've ever forgotten. I just ask you to be honest, and just, but they get it, where you have the other ones
Yeah.
that you'll say something like, well, my father raped my brother in front of me. And they'll say, oh, that must be hard for you. Like, well, no shit.
right.
Wow, I'm coming to you for that. Great. Now, I'm just everybody
Wow,
listening, that did not happen. But I'm just
It was an
trying to be,
example.
I'm trying to be a shocking
Headlines.
show a shocking event.
Headlines.
Yeah.
Say
Right.
tomorrow.
Right. Yes. But no, I mean, but I've had therapists pay lip service and I just walk out, where it'll be something where I'll say, I'm dealing with the loss of this or something traumatic. And then, oh, that must be hard for you. I'm like, no shit.
Oh
Please
no,
don't
it's
say anything.
great. It's a picnic. I'm loving it.
Well, here's another example, and I'll give you one that's scary, because this could ruin a lot of people, because you put trust in someone who believes in certain shit, identity politics stuff. So let's say you got a marriage counselor. Doesn't matter what their gender is, guy, and there's a girl there.
Unicorn?
Yeah, but he or she or Dre believe that males have innate privileges and innate dominant in their patriarchy and toxic masculinity. So what happens when there's a marriage counselor who has that kind of bias based upon identity, and they're trying to help fix a marriage? What is that? Who do you think they're gonna go for?
Of course it's gonna be the man bad, the woman good.
And that's fucking scary, and that's why identity politics can be seen as goofy with the dragon shit.
Oh yeah,
which I think is scary as fuck, that people are actually being considered like, well, I'm a, like, there's people identifying as like 5-year-olds that are 50. Well, that's because they
pedophilia.
Because they want. Well, they're identifying as they're not pedophiles. Remember, they are minor attractive persons. They're maps.
Right.
Not pedophiles. Come on. Identity. Remember, minor attracted persons.
Well, and I think at some point, what we have to acknowledge is, okay, even if I'm not going to go so far as to say you're fucking nuts. Okay, I'm going to even just say, how about we say you believe that doesn't make it correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you might think that you're a 5-year-old and you're a 50-year-old, but the reality is, or you identify with 5-year-olds. Okay, but you're not 5. And so now we have to address why you think that. It's not a normal thought process. It's not okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Being bipolar does not give you a pass on being fucking crazy and flipping a switch all of a sudden and changing personalities, which they do. And they have I have a lot of history with bipolars. And they will, they're manic depressive, or they're the other, bit of it where it just, they just switch, they flip a switch really quick, and they'll often fall back on that. Well, I'm bipolar. Okay.
You got to understand I'm bipolar.
But you suck. Okay. Because what I am is, having dinner with you and all of a sudden you flipped a switch and I'm not bipolar.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the trick. They always use that as an excuse for, and it's like, well, I'm like even what a crazy thing for like Black people to do. And this is the same thing. It's the same identity. I'm not trying to, it's identity politics. Like, well, I'm bipolar, so I can treat you like shit and you have to understand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right?
Exactly.
That's kind of the whole fucking thing. or I'm borderline personality. I was diagnosed, so I can treat you like shit, and you just have to, or you're not a supportive friend if you abandon me while I treat you like
Right.
shit.
If you just can't deal with me flipping on you all the time, then you know what? You're not my real friend.
Another common was yeah, I'm late. I'm black.
Oh yeah. Well, and you hear that all the time.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. There was actually
I can't dance on, hey, I'm white.
Well, I might do it as a joke, something like, oh, well, I'm white, or something. But, I wouldn't actually think that you would, fall like, oh, okay, let's give him a pass. You know what I'm saying?
That's my point is like, yeah, as if it's just joke, but I've heard it as much.
Well, I remember it was somebody in your improv group that did it, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's a couple of times. Yeah, it's like, all right, well, that's great. You're gonna push that because, like I said, it's identity. Like, like, haha.
I mean, maybe they thought they were being funny. I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
No, I think you're right. I think it's a lot of people figuring out they get a pass.
Yeah, you get excuses. You have ways of getting by, and we do it too. That's why we call it the blard. So
pull the blard. Yeah.
Can you on, Koala? Go ahead. You're gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, you were going to say something, Koala. We sorry.
Well, no. I just thought, the thing is, but one of the things people don't realize is once you identify as having something like, well, I mean, obviously, if you're white, you can't jump. So, you're stuck.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
Other than that, if you identify like, oh, I was diagnosed as borderline. Okay, well, actually, now I give you less room because you now have a diagnostic. I don't know if it's credible, but you have one. So now you need to go, okay, since I've been diagnosed as this, I have to have certain tools to deal with that in the normal world. You choose not to do that, fuck you. Because actually I have a lot less sympathy for people once they put the label on, because I'm like, oh, you have a label.
Yeah.
Now you have tools. Because if I could wear glasses and they would help me, I would probably wear them.
There you go. And that's a great point. And it would be like the blind person who doesn't want to use their cane. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're, the person, I don't use a cane. I don't want to be identified as a blind person, blah, 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 or whatever.
Well, you are, because you just tripped down the fucking curb. Do you want to be a drunk?
And I've heard stories. There was a guy we used to go to camp with that did that shit at Bloomfield.
Well, if as long you just have to know your boundaries. Like if I needed a cane,
then you would use one.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you needed a dog, then you would use one. But I guess going back to the identity stuff is, I have an actual question for you, just to kind of branch off a little bit. It's similar, but it goes with the mental illness stuff and that identifying stuff. What happened to mental institutions and why are they so terrible? If they were regulated and put into good use for certain people, that's the first question. Do you guys think that's still, because no one, oh God, they're terrible. So we have all these fucking crazy.
Oh, hey, there's some people that shouldn't be out in society. They're fucked up.
Yeah.
They're just they're dangerous to everybody else.
And you can't say that anymore. You can't go, no, they aren't. They're just different. No.
Well, here's the really interesting thing about that loop-de-loop, because Reagan, I believe it was for economic purposes and also political pressure, but there was the deinstitutionalization. So that's a Republican conservative thing where he thought, well, a lot of these people don't need to be locked up. He was right. A lot of them didn't.
But that's
a lot of them did.
Yeah.
Right.
So it went one way. Now you have the liberals who actually don't want to lock them back up.
Right.
And
they're agreeing with a Republican thought,
Well, but from a different point of view. Now it's like, incarceration, because this is not the norm. But there are people, my sister has a dear friend that I knew her when she was in high school. She got schizophrenia in college. She cannot be out of an institution. So she has to pay for one. So they can't force her to be in one, but her family puts her in one. I've seen her have episodes where she's been out and it's like, oh, she came over and she's not dangerous, but she's dangerous to herself. Like you wouldn't want her. She could easily hurt herself accidentally.
Who knows if maybe at some point she just gets dangerous to somebody else for whatever reason.
Well, she's not psychotic. She just, never has had any evidence of that. But she's not functional like to know how to
Well, and some
across the
people,
street.
And that's why you see all these homeless people now, is because there's no stigmatism. Like
Right.
mental illness is so it's almost, it's like everything else now. Disabilities are great. Mental illness is great.
Like we don't want
Your
to put them into
victimhood
a
mentality is great.
we don't want to put them into an institution. Well, they won't take their meds because they're fucking mentally ill. So
Right.
they are not able to remember if they took their meds, or they don't understand. Like, I like smoking pot. Yeah, but if you're schizophrenic, pot is a psychedelic. And so while you enjoy it, it actually really fucks with you much more than it does someone like one of us.
right.
Yeah,
So there are things they're not responsible to be able to do.
absolutely.
And even, I have a friend who's mentally retarded, I will say it, but they won't put her into a group home because she's technically an adult. She's not able to make life choices.
Well, that's
So
interesting.
yeah, there's just a lot.
But I
of-
have seen they do still have the group homes. We pick up there all the time on paratransit. Where they're all in that they live together in a group.
They have to
home.
agree to it though, as
Oh,
an adult.
really?
If they're not below a certain IQ number. Well, I'm in California, so
I don't know. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I've seen some people that are, they're pretty, they're nonverbal, but they just sit there and they bang their head on the window and.
well, yeah,
do
but
all
that's
kinds
an easy one. So say you have somebody like myself that can just be thought of as spacey, right? They can
Right.
pass.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah. Well, or like we have a friend, Cruise Control and I do, who's a little bit slow. But he doesn't necessarily need to be institutionalized. He's able to function on his own.
Yeah.
So, but
But
I
you
guess-
judge it by the behavior of how they function in their home.
and that's
you
how
know.
it should be. That's how it really should be. But if you're
Yeah.
fucked up and you're talking to the blue, purple Ella Rooster Moose, then yeah, dude, you probably need to be in a fucking psych ward or something.
Well, here's the scary part, though. Another reason, another scary thing is that there are so many more mentally ill people now because of the internet and because of TikTok. And because of
Oh, yeah.
all this Tumblr stuff. Because what they do is they narrow themselves down. So like the people that believe they are dragons, it's because they have gotten to these groups that actually all believe they are fucking dragons or whatever the fuck they wanna
So the
believe.
same group
And
thinks
it's
the
echo
same shit.
chamber back and forth, farting in their face. They're smelling their own fucking fecal matter and just going deeper and deeper into the fucking. Well, these people are my friends. Now they've got a fucking community. They've got a community of other dragon folk or whatever the fuck they are. Kinfolk. What are they called? What the fuck are they called again?
So if it's like if everybody dropped acid and they all had the same trip. pretty much,
they're all
you know?
all living in their own fucking delusional fantasy and reinforcing it all the time.
Right.
And
Like, no,
that's
you're
never been
okay.
able to be possible before. You could never
Wow.
in like your fucking village walk around and go, and fucking I'm a dragon. Roar! Roar the other dragons. And that's like
That little
no,
motherfucker, he thinks
yeah.
he's a dragon. Let's
Yeah.
hang him.
That's, no, let's keep him around for fun, we can throw shit at him and have fun with him, I'm a dragon. Now it's like, I'm a dragon. And this, I'm a dragon too. You're a dragon too. I am. I'm a dragon too. Oh my God, we're all dragons. And now you got fucking 3 dragons and 50 dragons, and you got the dragon fucking Tumblr fucking community.
What was
And they're
that
all
movie?
fucking dragons.
Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything. Remember back in the day where the
Yeah.
guys were drag queens and they were in like this little hick town, and at first they weren't accepted, but then
Yeah.
they were, and the
Yeah.
whole town went into it, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm a drag queen too. I'm a drag queen too."
Well,
Yeah.
those things were jokes back in the day,
Well,
and they're
yeah, now
actually
it's
very
real.
prophetic.
Right now it's
You
real.
know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it is. It's belonging. It's belonging because we are all so disconnected now. In reality, we're all seeing everybody happy-go-lucky on their Facebook accounts and shit, and
Oh, yeah,
virtue
the highlight reels.
signaling about like fucking, oh my God, Black Lives Matter. I'm taking my Facebook picture down, and it's gonna be black.
Just
Shit,
blackness.
fuck solidarity, and then. Aren't you going to do the same thing, Bill? Well, Bill, you're not? Well, I don't feel like, so you're a racist, Bill.
which is insulting to the whole thing, because
Yeah.
I am not black. I am very white.
Yeah.
And I say this because if you were to see me, you would know I'm very white. I can tan, but I'm very white. And so if I were to walk into the ghetto with my blonde hair and my skin and just be like, I'm black.
That's an insult, I would think.
I think that's insulting. If I
Yeah.
just choose to enjoy and sit down, as I've done in the past with friends of mine, in some areas, and like, oh, we're at a Jamaican barbecue, I'm eating Jamaican. Awesome. I can hang, like I can be in groups, and I'm still myself, but I treat them as, oh, well, these are you guys. This is great. I'm one of you guys right now because I'm having some goat curry. I don't feel like I identify as Jamaican at that point, because I'm just Koala who happens to be invited to the party, and hopefully you want to be friends with me. And if you don't, you don't.
Hey, I identify as a goat, and you're talking about eating goat curry. I'm kind of offended.
Wow.
You know what?
Wow.
This
Dude,
is a problem.
This is a problem for you, Miss Koala. You need to explain yourself.
I have to now.
Yeah, that was gayist, goat racist.
That's awful. That's awful.
I have to stop eating goat curry because Max identifies as a goat.
Yeah.
And you can never eat it again.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? No.
Hey, I eat goat curry. I love it.
You've clearly never had
You're
it.
a cannibal.
Yeah.
I'm a cannibal. I eat myself. I do.
You are the goat. You are the goat face of. You are the human face of goat supremacy.
Goat supremacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will eat other goats.
Yeah, you're just you're putting down your own species, brah.
Yeah. Well, my own species is actually pretty good.
Oh man,
So,
that's funny, man. That's funny, dude.
So yeah, that's.
I think it's fucking nuts, man. But I think there's another aspect to it as well. It used to be that if you were gay or whatever the hell it is, blind or whatever the fuck you wanted to say you were, it'd be like, I just want to be accepted for who I am. I just want to be like
everyone else.
Like everyone else. Hey, I'm Dave. Yeah, that's my husband, Bill. Oh, hi, Dave. Hi, Bill. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the neighborhood. Oh, all right, great. Hey, I'm LaQuisha. I'm here at this part. Oh, how you doing? My name is Charlie. It's like, thank you for coming to the neighborhood. Welcome here. Here's a pie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all anybody. Now it's like, hi, I'm Dave, and this is my husband, Bill, and we are gay.
Like, no, I didn't really.
I don't care you're gay. You don't care? You don't think that's great? No, it's just you're
just
gay.
you're too happen to be.
No, we're gay. Okay, that's great. Yes, we're gay. So what you don't? So now you're indifferent.
Or are you homosexual? Are you what was the one that I heard? It's not bisexual. It's not, it was on a comedy. I can't remember. Oh God, I can't remember. It's funny. But anyway, like the labels of like, I don't know what you are. I don't have to fucking know what you are. You're Bill, you're Dave.
Well, my point is you're gay. Oh my God, you're gay.
Well,
my God, you're gay.
Like, that's so special. You're such
before it was, like I said, just treat me like everyone else. I just want to be a human being. I want to be treated like everyone else. I want to come over your house and you can say, this is Bill and his husband, Don, and just make it nothing. I don't want to be, this is Bill dun, 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 and his husband, Don.
And they suck cock and take it in the
And why are you so much more evolved?
And
because you happen to enjoy taking it in the ass.
Hey, right. How do you know how are you so much more fashion oriented than everybody else? How are you you're special? You're gay.
Yeah, that's your attribute.
Bill,
you're half black? Oh my.
Oh, he must be up on so much more urban culture. He is going to be.
Not only God, but he's also gone through the wood chipper of being a half black gay guy. God, You're amazing. You've been through. Well, yes, I know you work at McDonald's and I work at a corporate office, but you've done so much more than me, Bill. You've strived. So you getting to McDonald's is like me getting to the corporate office.
And you dropped out of high school, but of course you did. Of course.
Of course, you're black. Of course you did.
Of course, with all you had to go up against, why try hard?
Right. You don't need to.
Try hard.
You need a handout, that kind of thing.
Because IQ stands for inequality.
Mhm.
God. Well, it's like the time I had a
That was bad.
paratransit driver that was like, so what's your story, Max? You know, I was a guy who'd never picked me up before. He's like,
you should have said, well, I was born in a shiver town in 1945.
I should have said I was born a poor black child from The Jerk.
Yeah,
So
that movie was
but yeah,
sick.
but they always think, you know, like you have this story of triumph or something. And it's like, nah, man, I'm just Max, man. I'm a blind dude, you know, just doing
It's
my
like
shit.
Give him a story.
It's like we used to mock the stereotypes, and now we're expected to revere them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You're Middle Eastern. You
wow.
can't bathe. Oh, I got you. Yeah, you're supposed to stink.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I feel like we almost don't know what to do with them, though. I don't know if we're supposed to revere them or if we're just scared to know what we're supposed to do with them. You know,
Yeah.
like, are we supposed to
Oh,
revere them? Because on the one hand, that's considered wrong, but are we supposed to say, hey, you know, Ahmed, could you maybe, you know, put some deodorant on? Like, that's wrong too. But we can't go, well, Ahmed shouldn't have to because blah, blah, blah. I just don't know where the fuck I am anymore.
well, that's it. Yeah, you can't really even
the
interact.
point is that
almost.
we revering someone for a specific identity, whatever it is, BIPOC, which is the worst fucking thing I've ever heard.
What? Wait a minute. BIPOC.
BIPOC, yes. Born in indigenous, something indigenous people of color, BIPOC. It's like the whole,
barf.
or POC is people of color, the POC. Anybody who's not fucking white, whatever the definition of white is at that time.
I'm
BIPOC.
pink.
And
What if you're pink?
I went, oh wow, you're not gonna call me a Negro anymore. You're gonna call me a BIPOC. Thank you.
Right. Let's give you a name.
and Asians are BIPOC, and Latinx are BIPOC, and everyone else, but is BIPOC.
Mediterraneans.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
BIPOC. BIPOC.
I mean, technically, I'm BIPOC because Irish people have very pinkish skin.
Holy shit.
So that's a
Oh.
color.
Dude.
Nobody
Man.
is white unless they're an albino. So
Right.
the only
But even
non-BIPOCs,
albinos, but here's the thing, even albinos, there are African American or black albinos.
Oh yeah.
no,
Yeah,
there
right.
aren't. I mean, there are by genetics.
But by
But
skin color.
If we're talking about people
Skin
of color,
You're right. You're
Well,
right.
that's- yeah.
no, there are
You're
not.
absolutely right, because we can't be that specific and we can't be that
Uh-huh.
complex. We got to be simple. Baby white.
I'm white. Are you colored?
Yeah.
White or colored? Hey, that almost sounds like how things used to be. You colored people got to drink out of colored fountain.
That
You know.
yeah, like dude, I'd be like, I'm albino. You're right. Go and drink out of the white fountain. What are you doing drinking out the color fountain?
Yeah,
Move
don't
it over
you know that
here.
water's dirty.
But I'm no, you ain't. You a whitey. Come on, drink out the right fountain, man. Learn your shit. You
Yeah,
kinda
learn your
cute,
roots.
too. Mhm.
You're destroying our species.
Well, you know why they did the people of color was because people started talking about the difference between African American and
Black or-
Haitian, and you know, who weren't. You know, they were like, no, we're from Haiti. We're from, you know, so that
Yeah.
was a little jag to get off of that. So I suggest that we push this whole albinos are not people of color. Let's all rise up against the
Oh.
albinos.
Dude,
Yeah,
you're
man.
right, because we are a BIPOC compared to an albino. So,
Uh-huh.
man, oh
They, don't
shit.
even, they don't even have fucking eye pigment shit going on. man.
BIPOC lives matter.
And we are, because we're right. We're beige, man.
Yeah, so that's a
And-
color. Beige is
And
color.
Max got a little olive to him. You know, a
Yeah,
little olive
yeah.
going on there.
You
dude.
know, I
So,
can
you
even
know,
get into the you know, get a spray tan, you know,
or
get a
just,
little
or just
bronzing
get a
on there.
suntan, and it we'll be Native American, dude.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I can always say I'm
Well, I am
133rd.
Native American. I was born here.
right? What's that, Koala?
You're
I'm sorry.
right. We're all Native American. We were
I was
here.
born here.
Yeah, me too. So I guess I'm Native
Last I
American
remember.
too.
But okay, yeah, exactly. So you know, seriously, if you have that, but if you're Asian, you're out of luck because you score way too high on the SAT.
We can't give you anything because we just don't
Nah,
like
because
you. Your
you're-
language is a little
you're-
twangy.
you're-
You scored too
you're-
high on the SAT.
And you gave us COVID, so you know.
You're
fuck.
you're too white for the BIPOC. You're kind
There
of
was
there.
that COVID thing too,
Yeah,
but
there's
we
the COVID
do
thing.
love the
Remember
food.
Oh,
We
yeah, the
love
food's
the
good.
food.
Yeah.
Like keep your COVID, but give us your rice. You know, that's what I say.
or your sushi hero.
Oh,
Whatever.
sushi hero. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yes. Hero sushi.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Yes.
So
yes,
anyway,
yes.
yeah, we're going down that road. But my point with that is that increasingly, since Asians are so successful and even more successful than quote unquote white people, they are increasingly being kind of like pushed out because they don't fit the narrative of the white oppressor. So, you know, they're kind of being like in Harvard, they're being like, you know, you Asians, you're really, why are you so successful? You're kind of breaking our whole narrative that white people put other, you know,
Other races down, or whatever. Yeah.
So we need to kind of make you an other, or maybe even like kind of adjacent, white adjacent. Yeah. You white adjacent.
Well, my question is, why do they even ask on job applications what ethnicity you are?
Well, that's because they get kickbacks to government.
Oh, right. That's right. Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Your
All of
affirmative
the
action
yeah,
shit.
when you do like well, even with healthcare insurance and anything you apply for, they say it's for statistics.
or
Yeah, statistics, all right.
disabilities. Like we're gonna hire that.
We hired 5 fucking Phoebes this month. Isn't that
5
great?
Phoebes, man. We got 5 blindos on our team, but they're totally blind and they have to use monitors. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah, get that to work.
Or we won't.
Or
Maybe
what we'll do is-
we've already got 5. Let's not the 6th one who's got great qualifications.
No. I got.
We can't do that.
No.
Catherine, I got an idea. Why don't we keep them for the 2-week period in training, get all the photo ops we can, and just have our shit look great. And then at the end, we just tell them, you know, it just isn't the right opportunity.
Well, because Howard, this is the better idea. We've got a 90 day prohibition. So, I'm sorry, I'm drinking.
Prohibition.
We've got a 90-day.
Oh, that's right. We should do that too.
Yeah. But we have a term in which we're evaluating them. So if we let them go through the 90 days, we can have all the photo ops. We can do it within the 90 days. And then we can say they just simply didn't make the cut.
Excuse me,
we had other
guys.
people.
Guys.
Yes, Jeff.
Oh, is he
Yeah,
still here?
yeah. I was just wondering. Do I come into work next week?
Oh, yes, certainly you do. Why don't you come in the back entrance and then we'll have you circle around and come in the front entrance and we'll guide you in.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Chip. You know what? We're so happy to have you here, Chip. You're
You know,
the man.
I love the
Chip
fact
is going to be amazing for our team, and we're going
Yes,
to
you
introduce you to
are.
all the heavy hitters.
this is a
Enjoy
great
the
company.
90 days. Enjoy your time here, Chip.
You're the first company that hired me. All the rest of them, they wouldn't hire
man,
me.
you know
They
what?
said something about me not bathing or something. They're just
Oh,
racist.
no,
We
don't
believe
worry
in
about bathing.
We understand where your culture, your blind culture. They don't do
It must
that
be
there.
hard.
Why
Must
don't
be
you?
very hard for
Why
you.
don't you go here? I have an idea.
It is hard.
If you,
I never get laid.
All right, Chip. Well, you know what?
Maybe we can help you out with that. We've got a lady down in the mailroom. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it, Howard.
Oh, you guys are the best.
Hey, Chip. Yeah, we're doing a meeting here, so why don't you, get the fuck out and go. Just get
Oh
moving.
yeah, well, I got to go out and wait for my paratransit bus.
Oh,
But
you
thank
do
you
that,
guys for
Chip.
giving me this opportunity that I've never gotten before from any
All right,
company.
Chip. Go ahead and close the door here.
Marion, you make sure that he gets home okay, all right?
All right. Bye,
I
Chip.
will. I will.
Bye, Chip. God damn it! I almost barfed in my mouth.
Oh, Howard, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, once the probation period is done, yeah, he's out on his ass, but,
But
you
then
know, we've
again,
got a
we'll
great.
get the tax breaks too.
We'll
Because
get the
remember,
tax breaks.
we have to have him
and-
here for 3 months before we can fire him. But
We got to just dress them up for the photo ops.
we gotta figure something out.
And that's what they do. That's what's fucking hilarious.
I don't know how we went Midwest on it, but
It was great. I loved it.
This
Well, you
works.
kind of went like New York a little bit, didn't you?
I was just
Well,
thinking, like,
I
hey,
forgot.
what's going on?
Such an opportunity.
Yeah.
That was badass, guys.
Thank you.
That was great.
That's great.
You know,
were good
there's
too, man.
there's a group. I used to be part of it. It was a meetup group called Thinking While Drinking, and they would discuss some kind of topic, like while meeting at a bar or whatever. Well, now they've been meeting on Zoom lately, so this is kind of our thinking while drinking sort of thing. You know what I mean?
I love that you were involved in a thinking while drinking group.
Yes.
That was me for a while. I was going to all kinds of shit, just to be like, I want to meet people, which was retarded. I don't know what the fuck I was.
While they're drinking.
Yeah. Well, I thought maybe.
I'm thinking.
I think that was a great cap on our exclamation point on our discussion there for that.
That was badass.
But I had another thing I was thinking of, and I think I relayed this to Max the other day.
And I put it in the thing too. There's something to ponder a little bit.
There's something. Sometimes you like realize things you need to work on. Like sometimes you're kind of oblivious to them. You're like, why is this happening? And then like every so often you like come onto something like, holy shit, this is one reason why I'm having this happen in my life. And I just wanted to, I asked Max to, I think he sent you a text or something like to discuss this, but what is something recently, the most recent thing that's made you go, holy shit, I really have to rein this shit in, or else a lot of things are going to continue to happen. And it can be anything. You don't have to be too personal. It doesn't matter. For me, I can start if you guys if you guys want me to go first. To give you an idea what I'm talking about.
I would go because I think there are a few things I should rein in. So let's see what yours are.
All right. So my first one is that I need to stop worrying about other people in my life that I care about, that I can't control. I'm constantly like worrying about my mom and my stepdad and my brothers, and they're all in this situation down there. And then it's just like, and I hear about it. It doesn't help that they throw me texts every once in a while, like, whatever the hell's going on,
But then you start worrying when they do.
But I can't do anything about it. There's nothing I can do. It's completely futile. And I've talked to my buddy, the Lone Ranger, and the turkey. And we talked about this before, where it's like, they're like, you just care about people a lot, and that you want them to be successful, but you worrying about them is not going to change a fucking thing. The only thing it's doing is causing more anxiety in your life that stops you from doing what you want to do with yourself. Like it's just like this, what's going on with these people? I hope everything's, wow, God, he's got this, and that, and I hear about it because they're my family, but instead of like just going like, because I don't think, well, let's contrast that with Max. When you hear about stuff going on with your family, you compartmentalize it.
I do. Like if my brother's fighting with his girlfriend or some shit, I'm just like, oh, well, I'm so glad I'm not there.
For me, it's like, oh, I worry about it like it's my own shit, or not totally like, not the same as it is, but
right.
You guys get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And that's definitely not a healthy thing to do because you can't do anything about it. So my goal now is to try to figure out how to lessen that, and I'm working on trying to figure out how to not do that.
How to shut that off a little bit.
How to shut that off because I can't control any of that. It's not my life. It's not my problem.
Right.
But I want them to be happy, and they're not.
Yeah.
Well, at least and that's not just them. It's anybody.
Right.
Like it's like, oh, my friend has this coughing fit or something like that, and he's got some issues going on. Oh, dude, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
Nothing.
You can't fix it. So,
right.
Interesting.
So what do you think?
What do you got, Koala? What do you think for yours?
No, what do you think about that?
Oh, about your thing. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think first of all, you're going to kill yourself if you don't stop worrying about it because you can't. But you have to. And I don't know how to tell you to do this or how to advise you to do this because I'm not a psychologist who's fucked up in the head.
Of course. No, I'm just talking about just your general. We're all just talking. Like I said, like Max, what do you think? Like you can tell me what you think too.
You do get. I mean, because I know you, and I have seen you sometimes where there have been family things going on, and then you'd be over at my house, and all you'd be doing is stressing on that shit. I'm like, what the fuck can you do? You can't fix that thing, or not only that, but you're hanging out with me, so have fun.
Yeah, exactly. So, kind of letting it go, and that's kind of the same thing, right? Just like learning how to let that go. So
I think sometimes and I don't know the exact problems, but I do know when I've had relatives that used to call me with things or whatever, and I would just tell them, I am not there. The immediate problem I can't help. What can I do? And if they don't have an answer to that, you do have to just find something.
Or tell them to fuck off and stop bugging you.
Well, you
about
could
shit
tell them to fuck off. I did that once. Yeah, they frown on that. They
Well, I
frown
know
on
it's
that.
like the dumping ground, though. You know, like the dumping ground for like, well, you know. And I'm not saying it's a negative thing. I know people need a release, but
All you can do is
but
listen.
it's okay to say, look,
yeah, I know.
you have your tools. You have your tools, and I'm not in the vicinity to help you right now. So I cannot take the calls on this point. Like I can't do this. Like there's nothing I can do to help you. I'm sorry you're going through this. There's just nothing I can do to help you. So you can do that with them and get them to hopefully stop calling you.
But for myself, that's the main thing.
But for yourself,
what do I do for myself is that I just have to kind of detach from it more.
You have to learn that when you care about it, some of what you do is beautiful. You know, some of what you do is like, you know, it's because you care. But the other part of it is you're only, and this is, may seem a little odd coming from me, but really the only thing you can do is be strong enough yourself to be helpful to them when you actually can be. And so you can't, you have to do whatever you can do to try to get the stress down. So if that's exercise, if that's reading, if that's anything,
well,
that's what you need to do.
Yeah, it's a matter of stopping, because like I think it's probably an overall thing of like worrying about things you can't control regardless of what they are.
Yeah,
like that's the thing. Worrying about things you can't control regardless of what they are.
Yeah.
I just think that people focus on certain things. Like I'm sure like Max, you have issues where you worry about things you can't control that are different from what I'm talking about.
Completely.
Oh
yeah.
But you know. What is, so let's go to who's next.
I don't know. Koala, you want to go next or you want me to go?
Why don't you go?
You want me to go? All right. Here's my shit that I know I need to work on. Cruise control has raked me over the coals over this shit for years, and he's right. But I tend to, well, like we were talking about the guy that I didn't want to interview. I always tend to go, okay, all right, I'll help you. And then I go, what the fuck did I get myself into? Why am I doing this shit? So yeah, I basically put my, you know, I'm like, okay, sure, dude. And in the back of my mind, I'm going, oh fuck, I have to do it. So I feel this obligation to help people, you know, when I really don't need to. And they should just go. I wish I had Cruise Control's ability to say, go fuck yourself, because he's able to do that. I envy that quality. So
I can do that. I think it's interesting though.
You do it way better than I do, for sure. Because I'm like, wow.
You're like, and you even mentioned it before with this guy. You're like, oh, switch, you know, whatever the hell his name is. Yeah. Oh, I don't, you know, hopefully he doesn't contact me. I'm like, you'll still do it now? You're like, like you'll still fucking do it now. Why?
Right.
Because I don't know whether it's like a thing with you and like trying to make like a helping thing, like you feel like you're always the guy who's standing around. Like I don't know.
Maybe it's like maybe I feel like I have to be.
This is how you can, if you can help people, then you're not fucking helpless. I don't know.
Well, you know what? And that fuck, dude, you might have just hit a nail on the head, because you're right. It may be a part of me going, well, there we go. I'm good for something.
Look who I'm helping. I'm helping sighted McFuckers too.
Yeah, exactly.
I am fucking worthwhile just because of who I am. You know,
or like, just it. Well, I do it for blindos too, though. You know.
Well,
I think it's more you're all inclusive. I think you are more forgiving of some people than I would be.
Yeah, you're right.
A lot. Yes, some people. I think. Yes.
I'm underestimating. Yes,
I think we both know who we're talking about. Some people.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes.
And I get mad at them, but then I go, all right, dude, I'll do this for you.
But that's you. That's you. Yeah. And that is who you are.
It's almost like, though, it's like you it's like an addiction, because then when they don't do it, you complain about them. It's like, why do you even fucking deal with them? well, it's like, but then you complain about him. Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you?
Right. Like, well, they're bothering the shit out of me, but I'm letting them hang around.
You're
I'm
bothering the shit out of me. It's like, well, then why are you well, they need their mom is fucking has cancer.
Yeah, or some excuse.
No, but the thing is, it's not even that altruistic. It's just like you do it, like for anything.
Right. Right. You know, I'm not doing it for any kind of Jesus points or any like to look good or any.
No, but you feel better.
Yeah, yeah. There's something about like, okay, I'm helping them out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You'd be the perfect fucking police officer if you had vision.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be that guy. You'd be Officer Brinkley on the corner, fucking giving out candy to the kids,
or
like,
talking to the prostitutes about getting into the better life or some shit.
You
like,
need to fucking take care of yourself.
You know, you got to stop sucking dick for Tina Rocks. You know that? I mean, you gotta
no, but you would.
Yeah,
but
that's what he because he wants the conflict resolution stuff, like but it's still you do it forever. You don't even have a filter half the time. You're like, well, I'm just doing it. Like, why? He asked me to. You're spending 5 hours at a fucking clinic with some dude you don't even know. Like, well, he told me I would.
Well, or a good example, for a while I did somebody's unemployment for them every week because they had
well, that's a great example. There's a lot of good examples I could throw out.
That's what I'm saying. That's ridiculous, dude. Like these people, they need, and then you get mad at them and they're not self-sufficient. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Because you didn't allow them to.
Because you're doing it for them, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
I had somebody.
I don't have to do
doing
that
all my shit every week.
He does it on his phone now, so I don't have to do it for him anymore.
It's baffling because
you never had to do it for him.
Well, that's true. You're right. I did never have to do it for him.
I think the contrast there between Max's shit and mine is kind of fucking crazy because he's like, oh, fucking just who cares a shit about my family? Bill Johnson down the street I've never met before. I'm going to do his taxes for him and take 5 hours. Well, I'm worried about my, oh, fuck, what's going on with these people? He's like, don't worry about them. And he's like, oh, shit, Johnny's calling. Who's Johnny? He's this guy I met in the Porta Subs. When I was
he's blowing up my phone.
He wants to be an interview, and I don't even know. Oh, he's terrible stuff. Oh, well, when I interview him, like, why are you interviewing? Well,
and wasn't I last week, Koala? I was bitching about somebody. Same kind of thing where they kept calling me all the time.
Yeah, it's like, of course they do. And you're like, why are they calling me? It's like you yeah. Work on it, bro.
Yep, there's my shit that needs to be worked on.
It's serious. It's crazy though because you have this other like playoff like I'm Maxwell, and then you just do shit for everybody. Like, dude, like, well, I've got to go to Bill's house to fucking help him move. Like,
well, that I don't mind so much. Those things I don't really care about. Plus, hey, it's good to help you. Good physical fitness. I helping somebody move, I really don't care about. That doesn't.
No, my point is, you don't know.
Did you fly out here because I need to move some shelves? And
well,
if you could be here like Tuesday, because you gotta get this shit out.
Tuesday is the day that he's Dre. Or no, wait, what are you on Tuesday? I forget.
God, no.
and here's another thing I want to reiterate before we go on to the koalas thing, is that these are actually in a lot of ways very good things. The difference is it's so different how with you, Max, is it's all impersonal. Like you like the impersonal help. You like the helping people that you don't really know very well, maybe, or maybe you kind of know them. Right. I'm not saying you don't help people you know, but you're very much more guarded, like, oh, well, I don't know, with people you know than you are with people. You're like, oh, I met him on
at the bar or something.
The bar, and he said he needed this, so I got him this and that and this. And it's like, well, hey, well, I don't know if I could help my. It's like it's a different thing. Well, with me, it's like I don't give a fuck about the guy at the bar. I'm concentrating on the people that and I'm not saying that's a better or worse thing.
Right. But it's just
how
different
you get into all these fucking situations where you're like, God damn it. And it's like with people you don't know. Well, I'm all getting into this shit with people I do know. So
I got you. Well, and you're right. So let's hear Koala's demon.
All right. So what do you think? What you got?
So what I got is this: when I work with somebody, and I'm very confident in what I do, and it goes awry, either because they're a douchebag, because sometimes we had a client who actually was just a real jerk, total jerk, didn't want any therapeutic work at all. He just was working the system for workers' comp and whatnot.
Oh, I remember that guy.
I take it very personally. And then I feel like, oh, am I a bad therapist?
Oh, so you internalize it. You think it's because of you.
I internalize, like, even though on the surface, I'll walk out of there going, that guy's a douche. I don't care about it. But it happens other times where if a session goes a different direction, where somebody doesn't tell me something, or if I am too aggressive in therapy, like I think, oh, great, we're getting you moving, and it's too fast for them to get moving that direction, and they have a flare up because there's something going on. I question my entire job. Like I go, oh, are they gonna dislike me? Are they gonna? It's a weird. I have a very huge lack of confidence.
It's black
in what I do.
It's probably like, I'm great, I'm terrible. I'm great, I'm terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I know academically, when I think about it, I go, no, I've got 22 years of experience. I've got all this education. I've got, this many blah, but this happened. And I think they're not going to appreciate me anymore. And so it's a combination of a lack of confidence in what I do. And did this disrupt the great situation I have?
Yeah. And how other people think about you as well. It's almost like a combo meal.
Yeah, because I want it to be like I have this beautiful situation, and I'm working in a place where I'm just happy and just love it, and then something goes wrong, and I think, oh, everything's derailed.
So yeah, you'll have this thing. Oh, see, I get, like, when you get the compliments, you have the repeat clients and things.
I don't even need the compliments.
Right. Well, no,
if
but I'm saying
flows, it's good.
Right. So therefore you're like, see, I get results. I got this shit. But then there's one guy who complains or bitches or something like that. And you're like,
it derails me.
Fuck, man.
And I remember being a kid, and it was the same thing. Like the first time I got in trouble that I remember, I thought, oh, the house of cards fell down. And I'm not, pulling it into like childhood trauma or anything, because it's not that. It's just how my personality is built in.
Just how you're wired.
I think, oh, I messed up, and it's been a big problem for me in my work, because not in my work, but in my emotional state, of how I work. That's why I always try to be like, get it exactly right.
And that's the problem, is that there's never an exactly right. And that's something that's where I would come at it from, is that there's never a right. We're always going to fuck up.
So let me ask you this, because Koala used to do music back in the day. So if you fucked up, on a studio session or on a show or whatever, would you take that and beat yourself up with it?
Studio session, I didn't care, because you could do more takes, and I didn't like studio sessions because they didn't have the live energy. So, but shows, I never cared even if I knew I fucked up, but if I heard it later, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to hear that again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know a personal situation where something happened where you said, I'm never going to sing again. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like that, I guess, huh?
Oh, no, I had never, but that was a very unique situation. I had never, so that was my brother's funeral, and I had never missed a note. And I'm actually not lying in this. In the years that I sang, I never did actually have my voice crack. Just didn't happen, because I trained, and I was very good at it. But yeah, that it kind of wrecked me, but it was also the response of somebody who had been at the funeral. He said, oh yeah, you weren't at your best, but I can understand that. And I thought, that just reinforced every really crappy way that I'm screwed up.
Yeah. Well, that's, but shitty anyway. It's your brother's funeral. I mean, of course you're going to you stumble. Fuck, I couldn't have done it at all.
Yeah, but
you know,
but in general terms, like yeah, and in terms of the like recently, like you still have that, like it's almost like perfection is just mandatory. Like you have to be. Do you think that's kind of like more of a perfection thing, or like
it's in my gut, but it's not in my mind. That's the funny thing. Like it stresses me out because it's like my like I know if I analyze it in my head, I know, no, I did everything right. We knew exactly what was going in. And actually, I'm very calm when I'm in those situations, but it will still kind of nag at me. Like I'll keep remembering it.
Yeah.
So I know it's not letting me alone. So yeah, it's how I'm perceived.
interesting.
You
Okay.
think so? You think it's more of a perception thing. So it's not internal. It's like, how do other people think about
exactly? Exactly.
Which is not a negative thing either, because obviously.
Well, that's another cruise control thing. That's something he does too. You do this shit too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like how am I going to be seen by other people for doing a certain thing? Like Max doesn't care really as much. As a matter of fact, he's like, and I break it down to a personality thing. I think you and I are more in terms of internally and introspective. We're more like cut and dry, like computers, like beep 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 beep. Well, Max is like, I like this shit. So that's why he's like, fuck these people. You can start in it, but externally, we both read the room. Well, Max reads what needs to be done. Like, like Max would rather help with something and then talk about the whole room of feelings. Well, I'd be like, all right, I can.
That's interesting. That's wow.
Well, it's true. It's true. Like, because internally you're like, I like this, and now, well, why do you like that? Fuck you. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just like it. Like me, it's like I like this, but okay. Well, step one is because
exactly
2, 3, but then externally, Max is like, oh well. How can I help fix this? How can I fix the situation?
I'm a fixer guy.
I need to do stuff, like while I am, and I think you might be as well, externally, boom, like a read the room. Oh, there's someone upset. Okay, I gotta figure out how to navigate the room. Internally, I'm fucking cold as ice. I'm going. Externally, I am like, sorry, bro. You can cry on my shoulder, bro. It's all good. Well, Max is externally like, hey, what's going on? Let's work on this. Ding dong, ding dong. Internally, he's like, I believe in the children of a future. Right? Yeah, that's the difference.
That's about right. Hey, you guys. I speaking of fixing things, I gotta piss. So I'm gonna let you guys talk
because he's drinking Pabst. That's why.
Yeah, that's running right through me.
I already did that, but I just covered my speaker.
Is that what you do? See, but I'm hooked to a computer. I'm on the I got a PC, so I gotta kind of
go to do your thing, man.
I'm gonna do my thing. You guys talk. I'll be right back.
He believes the children of the future. It's true though. He's got that like internal feeling thing.
No, I think it is, and I think that the difference is like when you can focus on that situation that's uncomfortable, you lock into the I got this, I'll handle it because I know the 1, 2, 3 point.
Yeah.
And then you go home and you go, oh yeah, I didn't like that.
It's also for me, it's another thing you can't control. You can't control other people's emotions.
No.
So like, even if you think you're doing, like you're always kind of worried about shit going, did I say the right thing? Or like, like it's weird how contrasting it is between like I said, I think we're more similar than Max and I are, which is great because that tells you can see it. You can actually see the difference because he doesn't give a fuck about what people think in some ways.
But I think we all do. I just think we do in different ways. Yeah, in
different ways. And like he wants people to think he's competent.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a fuck if people care if I want people to think I'm conscientious. Like, and I want people to think that like that's where I'm at. I internally I know I have my principles. I know where I fucking stand. because I have thought them out and I can tell you them, I can tell you over and over. But externally, I want to be liked. I want everything to run smooth. While Max is almost the opposite. He almost wants to fucking just like because his internal like fuck you, feeling based internal view of himself. He hates the fact that so he wants to fucking like reach out and prove that he's great in terms of actual doing things, like being useful. If that makes sense.
No, it does. It does. And I think that like, the whole, because I don't know about you, but like when I walk into work, I'm really confident. I know what I'm doing. But then there's that little bit where I'm like, oh, you don't like, oh, shoot, what did I do? Did I upset you? But I can't take it.
It's never about competence. It's never about competence. Like I'm never worried about my competence. I'm worried about how I'm perceived.
And I remember my brother saying that too.
But it's not like because if I know if I can handle whatever. If I do a job and I know I'm used to it and it's been a while, I will handle it.
But I think too, it would break your confidence or fuck with your confidence because you're afraid of, oh man, what if I fuck this up and what are they gonna think? That kind of thing.
I think you still do it and then you fall apart later, right? Like you maybe.
Well, yeah, he wouldn't fall apart right there. Yeah, he wouldn't. But later he would sit and stress off it all night.
Excellent personality, but it's for me. It's like let's say we had a project and it was I don't know. Let's write a rap, right?
Okay.
I know I'm not worried about the rap. The rap I create in my mind will be good in terms of like if I like write it, it'll sound good. The lyrics will match, like the rhymes will be good. I know they will be because in my mind. But that would be good enough for you. For me, like, what does everybody think about it?
Oh, right. Like, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like for you, it's like, this is my thoughts. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I'm spewing my thoughts. I'm feeling my feelings. I'm throwing it at you. I don't give a fuck what you feel about it.
Right. Which is true,
But how do you think, how do you like you would be worried about different things than I would, I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh, totally. Well, yeah, like, like I don't really trip off. Well, I think, maybe the show's a bad example. Like, I know we don't get a whole lot of views, but I'm like, fuck it. Like, I'm just like, whatever. So,
I trip off of it. Like, I have a hard time listening to the show when you send it to me. I'm like, oh, well, I'm very confident in myself.
I don't
when I'm on the show.
Either. If Max will tell you.
I thought you've started listening now. I think you were telling me.
No. I do listen. I know I do. I do listen, but it's hard for me because it's always been hard for me to hear myself.
Yes.
Because when I'm in front of people, I'm the queen of the fucking people. I am it. And then I'm like, yeah. And then I hear the recording and I'm like, oh, I missed a note or I did a weird flat thing or the sound,
Right there.
Yeah.
So the same thing, you're your worst critic. You're always going to, pick apart something you did or said and be like, oh, dude, I sounded dumb or something, or whatever the hell it is.
Well, so I prep myself for it. So then I've gotten better at that. So, but it does still take me a day to go, okay, is this the right day to listen? Because like the time you sent me the last one, I had dealt with like the biggest douchebag ever. Which ultimately my boss actually said he was rude to Jeannie. We fire him. I'm like, yay. By the way, nobody heard that name.
Oh, we slip on here. He calls me by my name all the time too. So it happens. It's not the end of the world.
I don't care. But I was like very happy that I wielded that power. Seriously, like the nice little lady at the front he was rude to her. We cannot have. And I'm like, this guy's been coming for years. Nope. Get him out of here. I'm like, oh, okay. So, cause he was just a jerk, but anyway, it really set me off. Like I I came home and I actually listened to the show after that because I thought, if I can listen to myself in the state where I'm really kind of feeling more vulnerable, I'm better. So anyway.
Well, I told you you got a compliment, right? The last show from our friend.
You did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
So
yes, you are like the
Robin Quivers.
You rein us in a little bit.
Yeah.
Really? I know.
Yeah,
and I was
kinda,
like,
you
okay.
kind of add some like, all right, some like middle ground because we are a little bit.
We get a little
similar.
wild. We're like pit bulls sometimes. We start getting into some
Like
shit.
pit bulls, roar,
Roar, that we are, man. We're like
You identify as pit bulls?
we're identifying as pit
Identify
bulls.
as
Yeah,
pit bulls.
exactly. We're like roar, we're for pit bulls.
Because I feel like you're more like Dobermans. You know,
Oh.
maybe one of you is a Doberman, maybe one of you is like a Malamute. I just feel, can we?
No, I'm definitely more of like a border collie or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Guys, let me.
I'm
I'm sorry, I got to go on mute again because somebody keeps blowing up my phone. So I'm making sure that somebody's not trying to kill him. Hold on for a second.
All right. Let's talk shit
Once
about-
again.
Hey, this guy's a fucking asshole, dude. He's gone now, so he won't be back for a couple seconds. So he probably won't listen to this part of the show, but I gotta tell you, we gotta get rid of this guy. Max is he's just an asshole, man. He's just terrible.
Okay.
He helps people outside, but then he'll tell me rude things, awful things, terrible
He
things.
talks a lot about rude things, and if you ever look at the Facebook page, my God,
it's terrible. It's disgusting.
it's really.
I'm trying to find a way to distance myself from him, but I don't know how to do it.
I feel like if you can find like someone to arbitrate that, or mediate that.
I probably need to get some lawyers or something involved.
I would do that because you don't know.
I just don't know how to distance myself from him. I just want to break away from his bald, blind bullshit.
Yeah, well, it happens, man.
Wait. Oh, shit.
Which, by the way, I finally was like, dude, we're doing our podcast. Like, oh, I'm sorry, man, because he's called me 3 times already since we've been doing the show, and I'm like, man, and it's your new friend Koala from last week.
Oh, Robert.
Yes, Robert.
Oh dear God.
she got the although you kind of asked for it, because
will he watch?
He took no, he doesn't.
I was
watch.
drinking.
She goes, let me say hi to Robert. And I was like, okay.
That's all I said. Let me say hi. I didn't say
hi to Robert. Hi to Robert.
And then Robert.
No, I clearly said, let me say hi to Robert. I did not say, let me have him hijack the phone. No.
This motherfucker, he took my phone and all of a sudden he's outside. And I'm like, oh shit, what is he doing out there? And I thought maybe he's like, hitting on her or something, like, hey, you have a really nice voice. And I was eventually I sent Dave out there. I was like, dude, go out there and see what the fuck he's doing.
Hi, Robert. Happy birthday.
I did not sing happy birthday to Robert. I wish I had been drunker for that one. Okay.
Well, maybe one time, because his birthday is in October. So when it is, maybe I'll have.
I am not doing it. No, not after last time.
Reel it back. Okay. So we've got all our shit. It seems like it's eerily similar. It's like,
yeah, there are some similarities to some of the shit we all kind of need to work on, huh?
I know. I think yeah.
Like for you, it's just the difference for you, Max, is that you seem to like really gravitate to non-important relationships. Like,
yeah,
you're doing this with people that you don't care about, but then if someone you cared about asked you for the same things, you'd be like,
which is kind of strange.
Really, it's really strange. No, seriously, like you're like, oh well, I fucking gave this guy this information and that information, and it's like, if I said that, you'd be like, man, I don't know, dude.
I don't think it's that strange though, actually, now that I've been thinking about it, because the background on the people that are in your family and friends. And
That's
so
true.
you know that they already have the tools, or you can say, hey, didn't you do blah, blah, blah? Because what I do know when you're less patient is when you say, didn't you? With certain patrons. Didn't you look that up? And
Right.
that's when you're not as helpful. So I think that you've got an effective tool there,
Interesting. So I'm able to what was the term you guys used earlier? It was to be able to distance myself, to be able to compartmentalize.
I think you have a great ability to deal with people you don't know well, with strangers and you don't well, in a more
personal setting type.
Like you're very like you want to help them intrinsically, because like it's like you're never gonna know them personally. I don't know, maybe it's on a subconscious level or something.
Oh, maybe.
But like because I don't give a fuck about.
There's some people. I've seen you be like, nah, man, fuck you.
I don't give a fuck about anybody outside my circle. It's my circle, my pack, my thing, the people I feel are worth my fucking time. Like you are the almost opposite. Like you're like, I'm not saying the opposite, because you have a circle, and I'm not saying you don't have a circle and you don't have like close friends, but you are always just like open to help people that I would be like, no.
That aren't even yet right. Like that. Yeah. Who is that person to you? Why do you feel this obligation to do
like
this?
You're outward more like that. Like that's kind of like a complete stark difference. Because I'm like, oh, this guy fucking, he doesn't even call me. I'm like, who is this guy? I just talked to him last week on a like, dumbass.
That's me, man. That's, it's part of the.
And I'm like, dude, my bro is fucking. Oh, dude.
And I'm like, there's nothing you can do, dude. Just fucking let him die. Let him just fucking deal his own shit, man. Like, fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah, like,
so
that's cool.
It's interesting. And then Koala just loves to, like one little thing, and she's like, God damn it, I'm a professional. No, this doesn't happen.
It's self-defeating criticism, like crippling criticism.
Yep.
And you got to choke it out. You got to choke it out. And, I do a good job of it. And I think you guys do as well. Cause you have to, cause you start to recognize it. Like if we didn't, we wouldn't have gotten as far as we have.
That's true.
But you got to still work on it, because it'll get you. Like you'll think I'm having a great day, and then boom. Oh crap.
Right. And it does come back and bite you in the ass in certain occasions. It's done it to me.
It's also another thing is it's also how much of all this shit is taking away from what you could be doing to better yourself, for yourself, and not for some goddamn thing. Like, Max, all that time you spend like calling those people, you could be doing, you don't give a fuck about that person.
Right.
And like my brother, I'm worried about, what are you doing for yourself? Oh, I'm worrying about my, like you're
right.
Like you're wasting time. And with Koala, it's like, oh, I'm so stupid, I didn't do this. So you're wasting time.
It's totally wasted, because the boss already said the guy was rude. He's not coming back. Right. I'm like, oh, I didn't even have to stress.
Right, he's gone.
I found out that later, 2 days later, when I came back from my shift. And I thought, oh, great.
And you thought you thought the worst for that 2 days. Like,
and you know what? An example of this shit just now, guys. The thing with my buddy calling 3 times, and I'm like, guys, let me go down mute and tell him about, where I should have just been like, dude, suck voicemail until we're done.
Exactly. You should have.
So that was a great.
Why you didn't talk to him? You don't even care about this fucking guy.
No, I wouldn't say that, dude. He has been a good friend. He has helped me out a few times.
Is he a listener?
Okay.
No, he doesn't listen. That's
okay. Because otherwise, you could be honest, and you could.
It's your new buddy. It's Robert. It was Robert though. He was calling. He was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
"He's a cool guy, but you got to let it go."
Right. I should have just been like, "Hey man, I'll get to you when I'm done." Whatever. But instead, I was like, "Hey guys, let me go on mute. He's called me 3 times now." Well, part of it was I was like, because as you heard Koala last week, but his situation with his dad.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, oh shit, what the fuck?
We'll let that go. Anyway,
Yeah, but there's a thing too also that we also have to do is what are we going to do?
yeah,
You
Yeah.
know, what are we going to do in the moment? Are we like, do they need help
Right.
in the form of some kind of verbal support? There's nothing you could obviously do to, like, getting to the hospital. There's no way they're going to let
No,
anyone
all I can do
in,
is
and
be an ear,
yeah,
really.
yeah. So is there something like I'm collapsing? Because, no.
Right. It's unrealistic to think that I'd be able to,
yeah.
really do anything that was of any, severe assistance,
Yeah, yeah.
Uh.
And I think a lot of times people, think that, oh, you should be right there. Well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I've had that conversation with my sister-in-law a couple of times. She's like, your brother's doing this. I'm like, you're out of state. What do you want me to do?
Right.
Exactly.
Actually, what I want you to do
What
is stop
can you
calling me at 10.
control? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so they'll call you late at night to tell you some bullshit. And you're like, oh, fuck.
It's
man.
like, what can you control? And
Mhm.
you can't control anything outside of yourself. So you have to let that stuff go. And that's something that you have to learn how to do. And you have to push yourself toward just let it go.
Yeah.
And for you, Max, I think it's the opposite. I think you just have to stop just auto helping.
Right. Like us offering the assistance.
Like I think what happens sometimes is that you think like that. I think you have a job mentality all the time,
Mhm.
and you got to switch it off.
And part of me is that it's the networker.
I have to do this. I have to help.
Well, and part of it's the networker in me too. Like, hey man, I'm trying to link these guys up, man. I want to
switch that. No, you need to switch it off because it's not networking. It's personal things. Like these people know who you like, and they're calling you, and you're like, oh, why are they doing this?
Yeah.
Helping last time? Yeah, I did. How long have you been helping them? For about a year.
Right.
How many times have you helped them? About 10 times. This is ridiculous. Why don't they leave me alone?
Well, then you become, and I want to introduce a term to you guys. Because I've been called this before, a trailblazer. So if you're a Blinky that's really inspirational, then you're a brailblazer, man.
No. Just stop it. Stop it right now. Just stop it
You don't
before I
think the
punch you in
Trailblazer?
the face. No.
Yeah. Fuck
No,
that
just
shit.
stop. That's so lame. It's so lame and so offensive. Don't ever acknowledge you knew it.
Well, that's the thing. People think he was the brailblazer, like the one guy who keeps calling me who's losing vision.
Hey, Koala. What if I identify as a brailblazer?
Yeah, well, I identify as one. What do you think then?
I will spit in your face as a koala. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't pull into that. What the fuck is that?
Well, it's my sarcasm is what it is. Oh, I'm a brailblazer. Like
Brailblazer?
I'm not being serious.
No, I know you're not. I'm just venting my anger on the term.
Well, you got to understand, there was somebody for a while.
The 2020 Brailblazer Award for this year goes to Maxwell Silverhammer.
I had somebody that kept calling me a trailblazer all the time.
Like you read it?
You're a trailblazer. You're a trailblazer. You're just a trailblazer. You do a lot of things that a lot of people don't do. Blah blah blah. Blah. And so then now that's where I came up with brailblazer because it's like
you came up.
Yeah. Oh, that's not a real word. Oh, that's me. That's a Max term. That's like my sarcasm going, I'm a brailblazer.
Well, you should have said that because
I did. I said,
I missed it. Okay.
I said it's a new term I came up with.
I'm drinking.
Yeah, well, we're all drinking, so fuck it.
Sorry about that. Love it.
Yeah, now you like it. No, because it's a sarcasm. It's like, oh yeah, I'm such a brailblazer. Like I'm so inspirational. I wipe my own ass and don't even get shit on my fingers.
I'm scared of it though. I still actually am not happy with it because I feel like people could take it the wrong way and they could,
of course they could. Of course they could.
Yeah.
And they would be like, yeah, he's a brailblazer.
Brailblazer.
Hello, our name is Tex Arcana. We're here with this Brailblazer, Maxwell Silverhammer.
Hi.
He's been doing crazy things like climbing up the stairs to piss in the bathroom instead of around the bed. How you
Yeah.
doing with that, Maxwell?
Well, I hold my own dick too.
Max, we don't say dick.
Oh,
Remember?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Jennings.
Remember?
Um,
Yes.
okay, I hold my
Hold on just 1 second. I've been working with Max since he was 24. So
Yes.
we're just going to go through some steps, and I may interrupt periodically,
Let's
Go
Okay.
ahead, Max.
I'm sorry I did a baddie bad.
That's okay.
You did a bad
Am I gonna have to eat your pussy when I go back to the group home?
That's gonna happen again.
No, just
He can't.
I had to say something fucked up.
if you can't say something, yes, you will. Max.
Sorry. This is a big
You know what?
joke
You
for
ask
all of
cruise
us.
control. It always comes back to something fucked up all the time.
I'm trying to keep the thing going.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't do a baddie bad. But anyway,
Why don't you just walk up the stairs? Yes.
yeah,
That's a good
but-
boy.
okay. I'm just trying to be the best braille blazer I can be.
You can walk up those stairs.
Okay. Okay.
Don't you feel there's those dots on the rail that you've already figured out?
Yeah, that was cool. I'm glad you put those up there. See, that's part of
Yeah,
the reason I can
because-
do that.
Yeah, since you figured it out, we have more dots on them. Did you tell me about the dots that you touched?
Yeah. Remember? You
No,
made me
you
write a
did not.
5-page paper on it.
No, you skipped over a few of them.
I did. I thought I got
Yeah,
them all.
No, every floor, every 3 steps, you have to have the dots. You have to tell me about the dots.
Oh, okay. So you know what? I must have miscounted. Maybe when we
All
go
right,
back,
so-
I'll count them.
So why don't you walk up the stairs? Here we go.
Okay. Doop, doop, 3, doop, 4, doop, 5.
Missed the third step.
Yep,
I
you
did?
Go
You
back.
did.
Go back
Yes,
down.
you did.
Oh,
You did. You
Oh,
didn't feel the dot.
fiddlesticks.
Every time
Ah.
you miss one now, I'm gonna smack you.
Ooh, okay.
All right, this is getting a little fucking stupid here.
Anyway,
I had to pull that shit back.
I'm just
Like a
saying
fish
next time we can have
And scene.
the sequel to whatever
We'll
this
figure
was.
this shit out later on. I don't know where that was going, and I don't want to know where that was going.
It could have gone all kinds of places. We could have had some fun with that,
We can continue.
That's why I feel like next week or next month we have the sequel to. I really don't know what that show was, but you have it
Okay.
somewhere.
All right, we'll put it in at some point, I'm sure. As a Braille Blazer. It's the Braille Blazer segment.
Brailleblazer, Brailleblazer Part 2.
Yeah. We'll just put it in as the Braille Blazer segment.
The Braille Blazer.
Oh my god!
He's your savior.
That's me. That's what I do. But
We
why
gotta
should
get a good music
Dude,
track to that.
Oh, yeah, we should. Actually, you know what? That might be a job for our buddy, for the Lone Ranger.
who knows? We'll see.
That could be something he could do. But yeah, shit.
Jesus Christ.
Well, damn it, guys. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I think it's about that time, kids. Because I'm
Okay.
Probably
okay.
so.
I'm baked Alaska.
Baked Alaska.
I'll have to ask you.
Oh my goodness.
I'll have to trash you or task you with something.
Oh hell yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
All
Damn
right. But that was fun. as
That
always,
was fun. That was
'cause
fun.
It's like I said, if you gotta be committed to the drunken sacred, and I think we are all committed tonight. I think right now we're all pretty fucking buzzed.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I'm not drunk, but I'm buzzed for sure.
Exactly.
Definitely. So
Well, it's because you get, the pap, Okay, next time.
Yeah. Just get something that you can compete with us because we're bad.
Oh, is that what it is? I got to drink a stronger thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, at least two. At least two. If you don't want to do
Ooh.
it the whole time. But you gotta have like a couple of ales or something, you know.
Or something,
All right.
something, man.
So that's what I'll do
Give
next
a
time.
shot or two.
Some IPAs or something.
A six pack of let's see of if you can find Cryo Stash there.
Oh, Cryo Stash. Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
yes.
There's Bubble Stash too, right? Isn't that
Yes,
another?
but
So-
that's like 3% less. So
Oh,
you
it's
get
lower.
If
Okay.
you get a 6-pack of both and then alternate, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Well, they have those IPA sampler things too. You know what I'm saying? Where you can like, I think there's 12 of them, and there's 3 of these and 3 of that. You know, something like that. I remember
3
getting
of
that. When I was-
these and 3 of that, but 3 of no one wants to hear this shit right now. So let's end this.
All right. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, fuckers. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And I am Cruise Control, and
I am Koala.
that's the story there.
Betcha. See ya.
We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred.
With Maxwell Silverhammer.
We are nothing sacred. With cruise control. We are nothing sacred.